Good morning. Some of you know this story, but there might be some people in here that don't, so don't give it away. Okay? So I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you have a pet? Wow. How about all of you out here? How many have pets? Oh my word, look at all those hands. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, do you think God cares about your pet? Yeah, he does. Our Sunday school class has been studying Genesis, and so we learned about how God created everything, including animals, and he said, it is good. And then later, we just talked about the flood, and remember what happened? God had saved Noah and his family, but he also saved the animals. So God does care about your pet, and he also loves you. There's a verse in Job that says, in his hands is the life of every creature, including your pet. And we're going to tell you a story that some of you may know. I'm going to kind of move to the side here a little bit. We have some pictures of, there's Boo, there's the verse, there's Boo as a kitten, and I have this is Boo. Yeah, that's Boo. That's him as first day we had him. There he's getting a little bit bigger. There's my mom holding him in our kitchen, which has been renovated. That's one of my favorite pictures of Boo. And my mom. And then he does silly things, like sitting on my pet giraffe, which is a stuffed giraffe. And then he likes to play the piano. When I'd sit down and play, he'd come up and sit next to me on the piano bench. And then he would sleep in the trash can. But one day, I couldn't find him, and I heard a noise in the bathroom, and I couldn't find him, and then I looked up. And then it happened again, but this time, he was on the shower door, all right? Silly, silly cat named Boo. But there's more to the story, and I'm going to let Mia tell the rest of the story.
So this story, for those of you who haven't read it yet, is called The Lost and Found Cat. I'm the illustrator. So as you're looking through these pictures, they're done in watercolor and ink. And they're about life-size, each page is about that big. And they were reduced for the book. If you have questions about illustration afterwards, you can ask, but we'll just read the story. This is the story of a cat named Boo, and the mother and daughter who loved him. But most of all, it's a story about being lost and being found. The mother was very old, and the daughter thought a kitten would make her happy. Boo made them laugh every day. He was always up to something. What they enjoyed most was watching him snuggle in the mother's lap. But as Boo grew, he had too much energy to be an indoor cat. He started chewing on anything made of cloth. What does he have in the second picture? Can anybody tell me? A sock. One day, the daughter found Boo eating the sofa. She loved Boo, but something had to change. She called the vet, who promised to find him another good home. Letting go of Boo was very hard because her mother had died, and this was another loss. The daughter prayed that God would find the very best place for him to live. Later that week, the vet called. She had found a home for Boo on a horse farm. 2 little girls lived there with their parents, and people were always coming to see their horses. Boo was going to have a great time. A few days after Boo left, the daughter learned that no one at the horse farm had seen Boo since the very first night. The daughter's heart broke. It was winter, and all she could think of was Boo, lost, scared, and very, very cold. One day, the daughter was reading in her Bible. She was reading Luke 15, where Jesus tells the stories of 3 lost things: a sheep, a coin, and a son. When the sheep and the coin are found, the Bible says, rejoice with me. When the lost son returns, it says, the lost has been found. Boo was lost, but this gave the daughter hope that God would take care of him. Weeks later, the daughter heard from the horse farm, we saw Boo today. Where had he been? Nobody knew. Can you guys see him? On the roof, that's right. People began seeing him around the farm, but as soon as they got close, he ran and hid. The daughter decided to visit. Maybe Boo would come out if she called his name. Where's Boo in this picture? Behind the barrel, that's right. Uh-huh, he's running away. Boo, Boo, where are you, Boo? She called. The daughter turned a corner, and there he was. Boo got closer and closer until finally he let her pick him up. Next, he let the little girls pet him, and that was just what he needed. Now Boo roams all over the farm, making friends with everyone. God did take care of Boo. How do we know? The night the daughter heard the news that Boo had finally been seen, she picked up her Bible. And what was the next chapter she was to read that day? The very day Boo was found? Oops. Well, it was Luke 15. Rejoice with me, the lost has been found. The end.
So this is an absolutely true story. So everything is true. And now this is what has happened to Boo since he's been on the horse farm, because he is living his best life. There he is that little girl is 3, and she's holding Boo on her pony. And then he likes to jump on people's shoulders, and jumps on people's shoulders when they're sitting on a horse. Or he gets in the back of their cars, and they have to make sure to tell everyone, if you come to the horse farm to see your see your horse, check your car or truck before you leave, or he will go home with you. And he has. There's one of the little girls that lives on the farm, and I go to see him. And there's another little girl that lives on the farm, and there we are with Boo. And sometimes he doesn't even need a person. He'll just get up on the horse. The life of every creature is in God's hand. Thank you.